Hello and welcome to Jamie's Motion Graphics, episode 26. Today we are making this. All of this has been made in After Effects and all of this has been made from scratch. If you want to know how, I will explain to you step by step how you can make it yourself. Okay, so here we are in After Effects. We are going to start off, as always, with a new composition. 1280, 720, yeah, that sounds about right. 20 seconds, yeah, it's going to be a very short animation itself, but it's going to be a lot of work. But yeah, let's just go and create a new layer. This is going to be our background layer, I guess. So this is all the way in the back. Let's for now just give it a kind of semi-orange color. And then we're going to build on that just so we have some kind of a background. So yeah, this is going to be, as I said, a lot of work, so keep that in mind when you try to make these kind of things. The more detail you want to put in it, the more it will suck, basically, for your time schedule. So we're going to just start off with a random color solid here. And it's going to, first of all, get a rectangle tool mask thingy on it, and it's going to be a subtract mask. There you go. So easy enough, I think. And now we're going to draw what we actually came to do here. We're going to draw this with the shift held. We're going to draw, well, two lines, basically. They have to be 90 degrees, otherwise it will look really weird. And we're going to set them to nothing because it's not actually a mask. So what we're going to do is call stroke, and yes, it's already here, but I'll search it for you again. There it is in the bottom, and we're going to drop that on the black solid. We're going to set it to mask 2, which is our double line, and then we're going to set this to quite a nice number. And further on, we're going to go to the mask path, to the shape, and we are going to set it to, I guess, 540, 260, 740, 460. I hope I have everything correct there. And okay. So what we did there is we actually put the thing to 200 by 200. The problem is only it's not in the middle yet, but we'll do that now. So currently the thing is in the middle here, so we need to draw it back 100, I guess. Let's get back to the mask. I accidentally closed that. Well, I closed it on purpose, but I didn't figure I was done yet. Or I figured I was done yet. So instead of this, we're going to make it 440, 160, and then 640, 360. That should be it. Now it's over here, so now the anchor point will be over here in this corner, and that's exactly where we want. So I'm making this quite large compared to, well, the overall thing, and that is exactly the way I want that. We're going to duplicate this layer a couple of times after we edit it, I guess. Yeah, let's first edit it. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in at the beginning with two of these shapes. So let's bring on, oh no, hang on. We can do this first. We're going to bring this one up to the top left a little bit. So we're going to animate the position, that is. And let's say we're going to do that 100. And yeah, let's do 100 here as well. Okay, so that's actually quite a lot, but I think it's better if we pick the 590 and 310. So it's not as much. 50 to the top left, 50, well, 50 to the left, 50 to the top, basically. Now we're going to duplicate this. Duplicate, hit R for the rotation, and turn this 180 degrees. So the thing is, it's still in the wrong spot, so we're going to add 100 to this, so that's 690, 410. And that's exactly the wrong guy. Okay, hitting P, 690, 410. So yeah, one of them is to the top left, one of them is to the bottom right. And you can of course program them such that they will move together, but I'm not going to. Anyhow, the thing is, we now have the start position, and we're going to go a few frames forward. Let's say 10 frames. I can always speed it up. It's very hard to slow it down and increase the resolution, or get a decent resolution. Half a second should be good enough. In half a second, both of them are going to be in their original position, which is 640, 360. 640, 360. And then it's back to where we were. Duplicate both of them, because we're going to get 4 of them. And I should actually, yeah, rename this to like top left, bottom right. This is of course where we are in the cross. This should be top left, top right then, and this should be bottom right. Yeah, you can either pick it here or in the box we're going to make in a moment, but yeah, you've already seen what it's going to become, so yeah, you know. Anyhow, going back to the 0 point, hitting P, yeah, we can basically assume that this is correct. Then we go 1 frame forward, and then we're going to rotate both of these. This one is going to be minus 90, this one is going to be plus 90. Oh, let's not select both of them. So, and now we should have all 4 sides. Yes, we do. So all we need to do is still do the position on these top 2, and then we should be good. So currently, yeah, as you can see, it's not really well done by me because I didn't keyframe the rotation properly. I only made a rotation, so I didn't actually keyframe anything there. Oh, come on. Move that 1 over, because on this position we have the cross. Oh, we can actually do it here. Yeah, no problem. So, okay, then move 1 to the front and set it back to 0. And this way it will... Oh my god, come on guys. Stop screwing with me. Okay, this one should be 180 then. I don't know. Does it work now? Yes, it does. Okay, it finally works. But yeah, so we have the 2 guys split up. You can of course just make these 2 layers just unavailable. Just split them and put them into existence once we have the cross. This is a way easier solution to this problem. But anyway, we have the cross now. Then we're going to move out for, let's say, half a second. We're going to adjust the timing afterwards. It's no problem. And we're going to put the top right to the bottom left. Hang on, we're going to go to position, of course. We're going to move this one to over there. And then to the bottom, somewhere like there. Yeah, let's put in some lines here. I think I need to make a new layer for that. New solid, whatever. Let's put the same subtract mask in here so that we don't actually see it. And then put a stroke on it. Hello. Stroke. And we're going to just draw from here to there. Oh, we can actually do both sides at the same time. No problem. So what we want here is we want this to become kind of the... Oh, hang on. I can just do it like... No. Never mind. I had a plan, but I think this is just a lot faster. So what we want somewhere to be able to scale our thing so that it actually looks the way it should look. If that makes any sense. Because it's going to be scaled according to the screen size, or moving according to the screen size, which is why we need these diagonal lines. And these diagonal lines, yeah, the more precise they are, the better our animation will look. So that's why I'm kind of spending some time on aligning these points. Then we're going to put the stroke on mask 2. We're going to set the color to black, and we're going to make it like, I don't know, 5. Yeah, that's too, I don't know. Let's set it to 5 and see how that works. I think that's good. Yeah, should work. Anyhow, lock this layer. Obviously, we don't want that. But what we need is we need this one, for example, to be on this line. So make sure that you, yeah, you just position them somewhere on the line, and we will position them better later. But yeah, you'll see. So this one then, the bottom right is going to go to the top left. Oh, that's actually not bottom right. Yeah, whatever. It's bottom left. Yep. So bottom left is going to the top right. That's fine too. As I said, just position them somewhere on the line so that we will have kind of an indication of what it's going to look like. This one is going to go over there. And then up. And the last one will be going over here somewhere. So yeah, now we have to decide what part of the screen we actually want to basically cover with this. But first of all, we're going to scale the whole thing. It's going to scale from half a second, so the moment it is this cross, well actually here it just forms the cross. The moment afterwards, we're going to set, well, this moment is going to set to 100%, I guess. There you go. And then this moment, we're going to set it to 40%. 40% is just a number. You can pick 50, you can pick 60, I don't care. And now we're going to see how big of a, well, thing we want to make. Because it's part of the screen that we want, but we don't want to have like a huge amount, because it has to be obvious that we're only doing this for part of the screen. But this seems about right. Let's just line them up, see what it looks like. This seems about right. Okay, let's bring in our next layer, and this layer is going to determine it all. It is going to be semi-transparent layer. There you go. It is going to be black for now. We're going to change it later, but it's all good. Actually, making it black is not really that smart. Let's first of all. Oh no, we have a background layer. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Just hit the T, make it like 40%, and then all of a sudden the background will look completely different. So we're going to pick up our rectangle tool, go around our well, our thingies, and just line them up. Make sure that you are on, well, no, it doesn't matter yet. Never mind. Yeah, you can actually line them up. I'm going to do it immediately, but you can line them up afterwards. So I'm putting all 4 of them on the lines, and by doing so, we have a perfect, well, setup. So I'm going to drag these down. I selected the top 2. I'm dragging it down and then dragging it back up, both of the times holding shift after I start dragging, and then I can exactly put it into its place. Same with the bottom. I'm going to select the bottom 2. These are actually perfectly aligned, so yeah, I don't even need to do that. And you can see all 4 points are now exactly in the middle. Then we're going to go to this mask, and instead of add, we're going to do subtract. And now you can see kind of what we're trying to make. At least I hope you can, because it's not that difficult to understand. So top left, no, this is bottom right. This one should be like over here somewhere. So yeah, I'm going to leave 1 pixel between the top and this guy, which means that there's also 1 pixel between the top and this guy. And then just put it on the line for the rest. I don't know if I put this one on the line correctly. not really. So try to put a complete pixel there, so not kind of the overlap of extra white. We're going to change the color of the white as well. I just like to do my coloring afterwards, because, well, the animation for me has kind of priority over everything else. And yeah, this seems about right. And now this one. Let's see where you are. Yeah, about here. Doesn't really matter too much if you're off by like a little bit. This animation is very fast, so yeah, it doesn't matter if you're off by a little bit. So these are the lines. Let's rename that so that I actually diagonals, and we can actually shut that off so we can see what we're doing. So currently, this is what it looks like. We had the cross, and then we have the hashtag. It's actually a hashtag, and then kind of a box, and then it grows into this. So let's make the semi-transparent layer do the same thing. First of all, it's going to be turned off, I think, but we'll see. So first of all, it has to start here. So the mask is going to be animated, the mask path that is, and I'm going to set it over here because that's our final thing. And then here the shape is going to be 640, 360, 640, 360, which means 0 by 0 pixels, reset to rectangle, make sure that it keeps it as a rectangle, and now we will have to adjust some frames maybe. Well, actually it's pretty good. Well, you can see how it works now, so there's nothing to see from the background, and then we get the background. Right? That's obvious, right? The thing is that here in the end it actually has that 1 pixel between the top and the rest, and here it doesn't. Here it's actually overlapping. So yeah, if you want that, then you'll have to fix that by hand, making it kind of a screwy task, but hey, that's the way it goes sometimes. So you can, for example, pick up pixel 2 here and just scale them 2 by 2 or something like that. So currently I'm just dragging them out a little bit, and then doing the bottom. I'm just going to take a little bit of the actual color with me, so that, well, it looks like, hang on, let me do that again. Yeah, I'm making these bigger movements because then the shift key actually works and it keeps my my thing square. I can also do reset to rectangle, of course. So this seems to be what I was looking for. Yeah. So yeah, you can choose whichever you want. Just make sure that your semi-transparent layer is under all of these white things, because, well, it would look really terrible otherwise. So yeah, we don't really need anything at this point anymore. We do need to fix one thing. So hit the P for position, go to your convert vertex tool, select the position on all of these layers with Control, and then just change them all to linear, because all of those spatial interactions otherwise would be really weird. You want this to be crisp, linear, and just, yeah, good. So what we're going to do here is we're going to look at where everything is pixel-wise, or not so much pixel-wise, but animation-wise. So we had at 1 second, we currently had the ending. We're going to drag that out to about 110, a few frames more. Then we're going to pick like 2 frames before it ends, no, maybe one frame before it ends. And we're going to set all the points, and then we're going to drag it back to the 1 second mark. We're going to do a similar thing, but without dragging. Here we're going to go to the, let's say about 20. We're going to set all these points, and then we're going to drag them out a little bit. This way, we have a little bit of variation in the amount of speed we have in certain areas, and you can see how that changes our background, or our, well, semi-transparent layer. And actually it catches up here, yeah, so it becomes a little bit too big and then it all fits. Yeah, that was kind of my plan, not that it overdid it, but the plan was to get something that kind of moves on its own, which it does now. I am going to, by the way, set this to 0 again. So I'm going to remove the adjustment that I made on this little rectangle because it's no longer necessary when I change all of these keyframes. So yeah, it's a little more interesting than just a linear or pure linear movement. You can of course also make all of these keyframes if you want to. You can make them easy ease, or just hit F9. And by doing so, you will have a little smoother transition. I don't like it personally, but hey. You can also go into the graph editor, which I will show you at a later stage, I guess. Probably not today. But anyhow, now that we've done this, we're going to... oh, these can actually go now. I don't need them anymore. We're going to pre-compose these 4 together. So layer, pre-compose, and we're going to say corners. That's what it's called. I'm moving all the attributes. So what's left is, well, this. The background still needs to be colored. We also still need to see if we actually want to do something with this semi-transparent layer, or if it's always going to be there in the beginning. Here, we can either do this, or we can say, well, up until this moment it has an opacity going. So something like this, where it becomes darker. I don't know where this comes into play. Oh, exactly there. Okay. So we can actually make it like darker and then brighten it up. I don't think that's better. I actually think that it should just be like this. Like it's always there, which means that if we design the background, it needs to take care of that. It needs to make sure that it looks good with it. So with this, whatever this black is going to become, probably something a little better than black. Let's say solid settings. Let's see what we can actually do with that. Maybe a bit of yellow. I don't know. Anyhow, let's keep it black for now. I was just experimenting there. I shouldn't do that during tutorials. People get annoyed by that. Anyhow, what we're now going to do is we're going to put some text in here. So layer, new, select the composition, layer, new text. And the text is going to be behind the semi-transparent layer. And guess what it's going to say? It's always the same text with me. There you go. Jamie's Motion Graphics. So yeah, it's super big, and yes, that's not an accident. The font has to be bigger than the window you're making. So actually, I made a little bit smaller window than the previous one, but it will still work. The thing is, what we want to do here is we're going to want to position that so that for the normal letters, the capitals still need to be on screen, even on the top, and these ones need to be the same amount up top as in the bottom that we're missing. Because what we're going to do is we're going to kind of duplicate this layer and turn off the color. So just subtract that, So the color is gone, and then we have an additive mask instead of a subtract mask. Hang on. No, this is not the way we do this. Okay, instead we're going to add an adjustment layer and use that. It's just a way easier way to do that. Anyhow, below the semi-transparent layer, we're going to copy this mask over to this one and then do the exact opposite with it. So, oh no, it's actually good. We're going to keep it that way. So currently it does absolutely nothing, but we're going to put an effect on there called Gaussian blur. Where are you? Here. So yeah, we're just going to blur out everything that's behind it, which is the text layer. I don't know why it, oh, okay, we had an empty text layer sitting there. So we're going to, now you see the effect a little bit of the shape we made. So it becomes lighter. It also has to fade out less. So this mask is our subtract mask. Oh, excellent. Why is that even animated? This one doesn't need to be animated. Well, I guess it does need to be animated. Never mind. So we're going to drag those into the right spots. And then, yes, it's going to do that. Adjustments, let's say 5 pixels, no, 50 pixels. That's a little bit too much. Say 5 pixels. Can we also duplicate the edges? Apparently we can't, which means we have to do it in a different way, but that's fine. So for now, this is what it looks like. The entire thing just comes in and then sharpens the letters. 5 is not enough. We need more. We need, yeah, this. So you can still read it in the edges, but it's clear here and not so clear outside. So 15 pixels seems to do well. At this point, so we're done here. Then let's skip a few frames and go to here. Set the position keyframe right there. And over half a second, we're going to show the entire text. Well, not the entire text, but the first line of text. So I don't know where we're going to end up, probably around 0. Actually in the minus. So I'm going to set it up till here, and then we're going to get our next layer in here. Layer, new, solid. This is going to be a light flash. And it's going to basically allow us to go from one line to the next. And yes, it's a very lame way to do it, but it works and it's good. So I'm going to set it under the semi-transparent layer, but above the adjustment layer. And it's going to be kind of the transition. So this is our transition thingy. I'm going to make this into an ellipse. Just make an ellipse and then go to expansion. Expansion is going to be minus a lot. Minus this much. Let's make it minus 400. Yeah, the expansion is going to be where it's at. Currently, we want the expansion to be maximum like at this frame, so the frame after this layer stops moving. So we're going to do mask expansion up to here. And then we're going to tune it down again to the original value, which is just copy pasting of that one. It's a little bit too far forward, like 2 frames should be enough. So it now looks like this. It just covers the entire thing and then it's back, which is completely terrible, of course, but hey, that's the way it is sometimes. So let's feather it out. I like a lot, so that this frame actually looks better. needs to look like a light is coming in. So it's kind of brightening up. Only one frame to do that, by the way. This one's now also a little bit visible. So you can actually up the expansion a little bit more if you don't want that. And you can of course add more frames to this. So if you're saying like, okay, I want more frames in this light flash, then that's fine too. The one behind it, yeah, I'm setting 2 pixels or 2 frames. But what we're going to do at this point, let's keep this for 1 frame as well. So we're going to keep the maximum amount of white for 1 frame. And by doing so, we should be able to do something like this, which is move our text to, what was it, plus 1,000 or something like that. Yeah, there you go. Pretty close. So we're going to set our text now to this. And we're going to first of all measure the O. There you go. So you can see the same amount top and bottom. And then we're going to position it into the correct spot so that our M is in the middle of the field. And then move that over to where the screen is still white. So what it looks like now is you have this, then you have the flash, and then you get the M. And then the moment the M is basically there, we're going to set a keyframe for the position, and we're going to move once again. So how many frames is this? I did 15. I think that's a little bit too light, but hey, whatever. Yeah, whatever. So let's do another 15 off of this moment. So that's to 19. And at 219, the position is going to be minus 200. Oh, that's actually close. So yeah, I'm going to use the shift here so that I don't move in Y direction. And let's also just click this position, get all these keyframes selected, and use our what's it called again? Convert vertex tool to make everything linear, because it will look really weird if you have overshot anywhere. We're going to kind of, yeah, do something different with the text in a moment, but you can see how it looks now. It's okay, I guess. We can of course move our window as well if we want that. So if we want more of a fluent motion, we can move our window like up and down, left and right a little bit. And then, yeah, we have kind of a different effect, but hey, hardly the point here. So currently we're back at where we were, well, right here. It's the same thing. We want another light flash. So 3 frames in front of this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Then we want this, and we're going to get another light flash at the last moment. And then here we want the new text to appear because we have 3 lines, not just the 2. So once again, 1400, something like that. And then we're going to go to the bottom side. There you go. There you go. Okay. A little bit to the left, obviously. So let's go. Let's put this in the window. So the G is now our focal point here. And then we're going to move this keyframe to, well, as I said, the last frame where it's completely white. So now it looks like this. The N will come by, and then the G appears. And then once again, the moment it fully appears, we're going to set another keyframe for our position, making sure that it doesn't move before then. And 15 frames later, so 23, so that's 7. And we want to have, hang on, 23 is 50, oh, sorry, 45. So that's something like 15. So yeah, over here, This seems about right. We're going to just add the position here with minus 200 or something like that. Okay, it has to be a little bit smaller even. And then once this comes in, this is the last of this animation. We're going to put in another one of these, well, these things. So 1, 2, 3, paste. So it will look like another one of those flashes. And then over here, what we're going to do is we're going to scale our text. So hit S. First of all, set the 100% scale and put it to the first one of these two, well, white ones. So you have two white frames. The first one is for the 100%. The second one is for the, what I expect is like 10%. Let's see. Where is it? Over there. Yeah, so the position has to be changed a little bit as well. It's not 10%, that's too small, but we'll get it. 20% then. Let's hit the P for position and just drag this over here and to the bottom. Okay, so what we want is we want something that actually fits on the screen. Not inside of this window, because we're going to make that happen later, but something that is that actually fits on the screen. That's the main thing. So 28% was the answer. Yeah, at this point, what we want is well, this has to be moved obviously to this first frame because this is what we want to reveal. And it gets revealed, hopefully. Where are you? Why did that? Oh, we also have a position issue. Yes. So yeah, the position changes during those 3 frames, whatever. And then we reveal this logo or text or whatever. You can make whatever you want. Yeah, from here on out until, let's say, over here somewhere. I don't know where I ended up. I'm starting the movement at 19, which means this would be too short. And let's make it to the 15 mark here, just round it off at half a second. And this one is going to scale still a little bit more. So S, just make it a little bit smaller. Put it once again in the middle of our screen. You can, of course, measure the amount beforehand, or not the amount, the anchor point, for example. Those kind of things can be done beforehand, just to make sure you get, well, something nice out of it. And you don't have to position that all the time. So it now slowly gets back to, or gets to, the amount that you want. Okay. Let's see, scale, position, that's all looking good. Let's see what else we can do. Yeah, let's first animate our corners here. So the corners are not going to be animated over here, at least not for now, but we are going to start with this one. So currently we have, well, this thing that's, well, zooming in and out, and we want this to kind of follow that. So the corners we're going to scale, set a keyframe for the moment that it becomes white. Then it's going to scale up until here to actually include everything. And turn on this little sun button. You can see what it does. If I turn it off, they become all blurry. But if I turn it on, it will take the vectors and recalculate where everything should be based on, well, exactly that. We can, by the way, also say, like, yeah, these things are too big or too small, and we can change that as well with if after we scale. So yeah, you have to keep track of that, because if you don't, then you kind of get screwed by the algorithm that's there to scale these things. For now, however, it looks good, so I'm not complaining. So currently, I'm zooming it up until I actually can fit the entire logo in there, and then it's going to zoom back down. At this point, we should have the original. So yeah, so here it scales up, and then it scales back down. Actually, up until here it scales up, and then it scales back down with the entire thing. Of course, our window here, so the cutout, has to do that as well. So let's go to this first point and just say to our window, which is the transparent one, it's this one, like, okay, mask path it is. And then let's up it a little bit. We can actually also do the expansion. It's actually easier than the mask path. I think we're just going to do that. Whatever, you can keep that keyframe if you want. So mask expansion currently is 0, and once we are here, it is going to be like this. Unfortunately, I did not anticipate. No, we need to do it with the mask path. Oh my god. This is so messy. Sorry about that. The mask path, yeah, just hit either the shape and type it in, or just do what I do, and that is get your selection tool out, drag this up until you kind of reach that point and this point. Yeah, just make a similar shape to what you had before, as in incorporate the little, well, corners, and then once you've done that, make sure that everything is square, and then we should be good. Hang on. Just select them already. Yeah, okay. So now we have the problem that this blurry mask is not actually going with it. So what you do is just you pick up this mask, which you just edited, and hopefully I did do that correctly. I didn't do it correctly, did I? Nope. I screwed myself. I didn't set a keyframe when it should start. Yeah, so I'm going to have to copy this keyframe now. Fortunately, it's an easy fix. But yeah, always set a keyframe at the beginning of your movement, not so that you don't have to come back and find the original position again. So yeah, currently it just scales with it, which is excellent. And now just copy this mask into this mask, and you can see that it just takes over everything. Hopefully that is. Copy, paste. Oh, yeah, never mind. You can also just delete the mask and then copy it in afterwards, but you have to stand at 0, because otherwise it doesn't understand it. Yeah, not at 0, at the first frame. Oh, this is such a hassle. Okay, there we go. This should work now. So yeah, now everything has been copied and in the same place and blah, 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 blah. As you can see, it goes out, and there you go. I'm not actually sure what happened here with the color. Did I change the color accidentally? Okay. And apparently the transparency as well. So yeah, setting that back to 40, and that should be, no, this is my, sorry, I'm completely screwing up here. I copied this mask into the wrong layer. What is wrong with me? Anyhow. So now it still works. Oh, it needs to be in the adjustment layer, not anywhere else. So just put it in there. And that should be that. Oh, this is so messy. What is this? What did it copy? Well, screw you. I'm going to take this mask, go to masks here, paste it in here. Yeah, now we have like 15 masks. That's excellent. The first one is, if I remember correctly, just the entire screen. Or not. Nope. No, I just copy pasted the same mask in there 3 times. Okay, and then we still have some trouble here. Let's see, this is the semi-transparent layer that's actually giving us trouble. As you can see, it keeps growing, and we don't want that, obviously. So the mask path that we have here should be pasted into here, and it should also be pasted over here. There you go. And yeah, finally we have the thing scaling up correctly and then going back down. So for the background, you can also use an even bigger version of, or multiple bigger versions of this text, like floating behind each other and then moving at different speeds. It would look really cool. It's done a lot, but it's still a cool effect. So just saying, it is a possibility. So we are going to see, is everything done now? Yeah, let's first of all change the color of this, because it's annoying me that I can't see it over the white sometimes. So yeah, curves is probably the best one to go. Although we probably need a tint in there as well, just to make sure that it actually does something. Yeah, we do. So tints. Putting a tint in there, then the curves, and then that should work. So let's see. Will it actually work? Okay, now it finally works. We only have white in there, so. Anyhow, let's make these into like orange, something like that. Seems to color well with the backgrounds. Okay, so orangey things, and that means that the entire thing is now orange. I don't know if that's a great choice, but yeah, a little brighter orange wouldn't go amiss. So let's go to the RGB, brighten it up. No, that just becomes lighter. Not what I intended to do. There you go. That's how you do that, apparently. So yeah, nice bright orange on a kind of murky backdrop. Should be good. Okay. Yeah, so once we've done this, we are kind of ready to put on the finishing touches. Oh wow, we don't have this scaling down yet. So the mask here for the transparent layer needs to be scaling down as well. But since that's to the original size, we should be able to do it like this. And of course the same for the adjustment layer. That's this one. Yes. Okay, so with that done, that all seems to work out. Okay, let's make a background. As I said, you can use just the same text. This text shouldn't be available here yet, so let's move it out of the way until we actually need it, which is after this cross actually comes in. So, okay, position is going to be right here at that point. Although I think it needs to be here at that point. So we have until that point to go somewhere else. So just go away. Go up a little, I don't know, right, up, something like that. And now we can have it just fly in. Well, it actually looked terrible. It needs to be way more. Yeah, I'm not actually sure if I want it near this even. Yeah, we don't really have anywhere else to put it, so. Let's move it. Let's just move it out and see what happens. So yeah, now it kind of comes into frame from that moment. I think I like it better when it's like this. Not actually sure though. So 592. Let's make this 592 as well. Okay. Yeah, that looks okay, I guess. It's not great, but it'll do. I don't know why I have a separate position marker here. Okay, so it flies in. We can actually make it into an easy ease in or something like that, so that it kind of flies in and then breaks. Okay, yeah, let's just keep it there. Okay, details. What are we going to make out of our backgrounds? So let's solo our backgrounds. Well, I double-clicked it. It's not actually soloing. Soloing would be like this. Then you only see this one layer, or multiples if you want to. Let's put some effects on here to make it somewhat more interesting. Let's start with ramp. And put a ramp on here. We want not a linear, but a radial ramp. Just pick it up, drop it in the middle. Make it a bit like that, and a bit like that, and then So currently we have black and white, which is obviously not our colors, but yeah. No, that's the end color, I think. Let's make this more of a this, and then the end color being somewhat more reddish, orangey thingy. Yeah, that's better. Want it to look a little more blotchy if I can. Oh, what I should do way better. Let's take another effect, generate 4-color gradient. That's what I should have done to begin with. And now we pick 4 kind of yellowish orange glow things. That makes it more blotchy. That's actually a terrible yellow color for our setup here. Maybe it works, we'll see, we'll see. So we're going to pick 3 yellows and 1 actual darker like this. So this one needs to be a little bit lighter. Well, actually it needed to be a little bit darker, but I know already picked that color. So this one's too bright. I want a little more red in there. So yeah, there's only a little bit of difference between most of these, which is not really as intended. I guess we do have 2 of those. It's fine. So something like this. Let me push this away a little bit. So yeah, I like it when it's not the same color everywhere and not an actual pattern. Just like that. I don't know. This looks fine. It's a little bit more lively than it would otherwise be. So okay, let's unsolo it and see what that looks like. Yeah, we still have to do the text color. Text color is terrible. Shouldn't be white, obviously, but yeah, as I said before, you do the coloring afterwards because it's way easier. Okay, go to character or whatever that is and just select your color. Currently, I think we need to go for a nice brown one. Maybe not that dark, but is that a good choice? We could also just go for the white text. No, this is fine. Let's put a drop shadow on there. Drop shadow. There you go. Let's drop the drop shadow on the text and make it like 235. It's my angle. I don't know why. I like it. And then put the distance in a little bit so that we actually have some distance. Maybe a little bit of softness. Kind of seems to fit. Yeah, we also want a little bit more of the blur, so 25. I want this color to not cut out on the ends. I don't know how to do that though. Maybe I can just scale up the layer. Yeah, that would work. Cool. So let's scale up the layer and make sure that this 4-point gradient isn't completely lost. Where are my 4 points? Let's make sure that they're all still in yeah, in this. This is exactly what I meant. That one gave virtually no color anymore. And we do want to have some color in our background. So yeah, now I scaled it up so that we don't have those edge effects. Just a little bit better. Unsolo. And, well, I don't think that we should actually have a white transition now, because it seems weird. Everything is yellowish, and then we have a white transition. So let's go to solid settings, make that light yellow. It seems better. It's actually quite terrible. Yeah, we need to do something else with that. Maybe have a second layer. Just layer solid settings, orangey. And give it a mask. I'll give it a second mask, I mean, with just hit U already. So yeah, we do have a second mask now, and that second mask is going to get well, I don't know, just less of an expansion. Instead of -400, well, the -400 is fine. And this one is going to be, I don't know, 300, something like that. Let's feather it out. Oh, that was not intended. I only wanted this one. I can't see anything of this this mask underneath it. Okay, we can do this differently, I guess. We can just say duplicate the entire layer, like we did, and then hit scale, and just scale it down. And hit F for feather, feather it out. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, like that. Wow, that is total crap. Okay, maybe this will work. I don't know. It doesn't seem to work for now. So yeah, it seems that we do have kind of more of an orangey, glowy thing going on now. Let's make it a little bit transparent. Maybe that'll solve our problem. That's a little bit too much, I think. No, actually, the other color is just completely terrible. Yeah, just trying to get the right color here, one that actually fits with the background. But it seems we're doing okay here. And then at this point, I want to drop shadow to turn off. So let's go to, where are you, the text here. And just say, let's set a keyframe, yes. Hit U, and we're going to go 1 frame forwards, and up until that point there will be a shadow. And in the next frame there will no longer be a shadow. Distance is 0. And yeah, no more shadow. Maybe a little bit. Instead of 0, let's make it like 5. Maybe that will look okay. Yeah, I can even get a few more out of that, like 10 maybe even. Oh, and the softness of course needs to be addressed as well, because that is something that might just make a big difference as well. Sharp shadows on small letters would be good. Yeah, this is actually much better. Okay, let's also put a drop shadow on our, where are you? All the way top, on our corners. Actually makes them come to life a little bit. I thought they were kind of, yeah, unexciting, let's call it. Currently this seems fine. We can actually make it a little bit bigger. Like that, like 15 to 35. Yeah, this is actually not bad. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.